All right, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? All right, I'm going to be talking about this really quick. What we got is the Cam Ranger, and a couple of people I've talked to have asked me what it is, and it's pretty cool, actually. What it is it's a wireless tethering system that you could use to tether your camera to pretty much anything, but just use it wirelessly. So what I'm going to do is I got this is a 24 to 70 f4 Canon L. Let's see here. That on. I'll show you what it looks like. And this is just going to be like a little sneak peek type preview of what we're doing here. So this is it. Little switch, turn it on. It's going to turn green. So as we're doing that, I'm going to plug this in. This is the right side. Excuse me, my hands are a little shaky. Understand what's there? Oh, yeah. Plugging it up at the top. The other side goes into the camera. Alright. Turn it on. It has a signal. Stick it back in the little bag. Zip the bag up. Now if you're shooting and you got pants or a belt or whatever you got on, there's a hook. Hook that to yourself. Alright, now grab your iPad. Find your Cam Ranger app. Mine's right here. Let's see if we can do this here. So we can see this. I don't know how well this is going to work. Alright, now. On the back of your Cam Ranger, there's a serial number. You put the serial number in it. And then it'll say registration successful. Come on. After you've registered, it's going to say connecting to Cam Ranger. She wants to take the baby out. And we're going to go back to the main menu. You go over to where your settings are at. You're going to go into your Bluetooth. I'm sorry, not your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi. You hit other. Wait a minute. Cam Ranger pops up. Click on that. It's connected. Then you go back to your app, and it's there. Now, what the Cam Ranger app does is it's a wireless tethering system that sees what your camera sees. It works many different ways. You could go into your settings menu, okay, and then go into your controls menu. Now, the power of this is that number one, when you're shooting in a studio environment, you're not looking at the back of your camera, which is really, to me, I think it's better than looking at the little picture that comes on the camera. Not only that, but it's a better resolution, I feel, on the back of this, so you can actually see what you're looking at. Imagine going to a park or going to a function where you're shooting somebody's kids. You can hand them your iPad, and then you can turn it into client mode, which turns off all the controls for your camera and the tethering system, so that all they can do is see what you're shooting. Let me turn that back off. Okay. The other thing that you can do with this that's really nice is it auto saves right onto your iPad, or you could have your iPad send the images to your computer, or you could even tether, if you have, like I do, a computer in your studio. You could have your Cam Ranger hooked up to your computer system, and it'll dump them right into Lightroom, which is nice. This does focus stacking, it does HDR, it does macro. It controls something called a Cam Ranger hub, which is a mechanical, well, it's a robotic head that you can control and turn and pivot and tilt the camera. So basically, you can put your camera on a tripod, walk away from it, and have complete and total control over everything. Movement of left and right, up and down, side to side, which is really nice. It does so much. And then if you're into macro photography like my wife is, they make something called a stack shot. Stack shot's basically two hydraulic, or not hydraulic, but two motorized arms that slide up and down on this rail system for manual focus lenses, such as like the Zeiss 100 and the Zeiss 50. Both are macro lenses and they're manual focus. But instead of sitting there trying to focus in, it'll actually take the whole camera and slide it up and down on a slide. That way you could see on this screen what you're getting in focus and what you're not, which is another nice little feature, you know, that way your hands free, your hands aren't shaking, you're not on a tripod, you're on like a slider rail type system or a Steadicam where it's motorized and will move the camera up and down, which I thought was very nifty. But anyhow, we're pretty much ready to go. So I could, now what you would want to do is you would want to hit that little eye icon, which now is click the camera into view mode. Okay. And when I pull the cap off, you're going to get a nice live shot of what I'm seeing. Get this hood off here and out of the way. So, if I walk over here, because this is completely wireless, I come down to my window. I have complete control of the camera and its functions right here from the camera. So you're seeing a live view of what I'm seeing. Now if I wanted to shut live view off and I'm not over there, I just hit the button on the camera and I have a picture on the, I'm sorry, turn it on or turn it off. I have now a picture on the back of my camera. And I'll walk back over here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm sure you could see it, of what the camera's seeing. That way I could see it. Now if I want to shut that mode off altogether, I could do that and then just look through the viewfinder, and then when I come over to take my shot, it'll just pop up on the screen and then you'll be able to see it. Now I'm shooting in full RAW, large photo RAW. It's a lot of information and we are shooting wirelessly. So over the tether, it does work, it does send it. And you can see it pops right up. Now, if we had this in client mode, as you're shooting these pictures, they could actually, you know what, here, let me just do it. I don't know if I could do it like this, but let's give it a try. Go into client mode, turn that on. Okay, then they could rate the pictures down here. There's a little rate symbol. And of course we can expand it. There's a lot you could do, and you could even compare. You know, let me see if I can grab another quick shot. I don't know, I'll change the composition a little. So if I wanted to compare the two shots, I'd click these two and then hit compare, and it'll bring them up for me. So I'm able to see right then and there, you know, which one I like better. I'm able to click on one, rate one, then I could hit share. If I had that feature enabled, I guess I could hit share, and then send it wherever I wanted to send it to. Now the other cool thing, let me get out of this. I'm still pretty new with this. The other really cool thing is if I was in a live mode situation, I'll turn that on. Okay. Find a point of reference here. Shrink this back a little bit. I got these two bottles. All right. Now from the screen, I can just touch it and choose my focus points. The camera will lock on. As you can hear, it'll click. You can hear the beeps. The other thing I could do is I could change my ISOs. See if I can. I'm going to try and pull this camera off. The video is going to get shaky as hell now, guys, because I'm going to try and handle this so you can see. Alright, and it's going to get fisheye because this is my GoPro. Alright, so I could change it, and there's the aperture settings. If I don't want to, if I could do that, I could cancel it. I could change my ISO. Alright, I could go into my drive modes, white balance. I could change the raw. I could do the evaluate or the compensation. I could do one shot mode. I have, like I said, complete and total control over my entire camera. Now, the hub gives me that ability to not only control the camera like with the normal camera settings, but then it gives me a robotic arm that I could swing the camera around. It would probably be phenomenal for video. So Brandon, you want to be paying attention to this video. Not only that, but it has live view for the histogram. You can see histogram. And it's actually a live view model of the histogram. So let me see if I can... There we go. It's just a really, really cool camera support piece. You know, it's more than just wireless tethering, which wireless tethering is really a nice function anyway, as it is. But it works really well. I haven't taken it out to use it yet, but like I said, it works pretty much like a dual pixel AF system, kind of, sort of, where if you wanted to do touchscreen focusing for cinema look, well, you could do that now with you know, with just the touch of a screen. If I wanted to focus back here, I could do that. And there's a way to control the speed too on how fast you could do that. I can't remember how all these functions work because I've only had this thing for probably I don't know, a little less than a week. But it's really cool. So just a single touch of a button, or just a single touch of my screen, I can control everything. Now if I wanted to walk away with this tablet and leave that camera on a tripod somewhere, guess what? I could do that. I could control my complete and total system right here from this iPad, which is going to be really nice, because if I was doing something like, say, wildlife photography, and I wanted to sit in a blind but I didn't want to have the camera with me, or if I had birds at like a bird feeder or something, then I could put the camera, the tripod, and the hub outside and be inside the house where it's nice and warm and be taking pictures from indoors. And be able to still control and turn and move the camera like I normally would be able to. So the functionality of this is pretty cool. The drawback is it is pricey. They're like $300, and then the hub I think is another $250. And if you wanted the macro slide, I think they're almost $600. So it can get pricey pretty quick. But I just thought that this was an awesome way to do this, you know, with wireless tethering. And not only will it work with my iPad, but it will work with my iPhone, it'll work with my GoPro, it'll also work with my Mac computer. Anything that has that ability to cinch up through Wi-Fi. And it works very well. It also has the ability to cinch up with all the other cameras. You just have to buy the cables to change them. The 7D Mark II has that USB 3. From what I understand, the Cam Ranger works better through USB 3 than it does with the older mini USB, like what the 5D Mark III has, the 1DX has, the old 7Ds. So from what I understand, now I haven't bought the cable for the 7D yet. I haven't tried it out on that camera. But on the 1DX and my 5D Mark III, the speeds are the same. It's no quicker or no slower on either of those two camera bodies. So I'm gonna spend the $12, I think, and get another cable and test it out on my 7D Mark II. You can buy batteries for it. They're